as much as you're not sure about this new dream right now, it is going in the right direction and it is going to pay off, even though you have been isolated, possibly from carrying this forward for a little bit of time. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whichever one of your placements that you're wanting to have a look at. And if you're not familiar with the placements of your birth chart, there's a link down below to get a free birth chart. You just need your time and place of birth as well as your date. Now, as a general reading rules apply. So, roles can be reversed. I could be talking about somebody else or think I'm talking about somebody else, and I'm actually talking about you, and vice versa. Timing is hardly absolute with tarot. That's another point. And gender, when I mention gender, more often than not, it's energies rather than people, but I try to make that quite obvious as we go along. Where my readings are different is, one, there is a past and the present in this spread. So the reading either is for you or it isn't. It's not a spread that allows for the whole take what resonates and leave the rest. It's a quantum whole. And also I would like you to ask a question before the reading. So take a moment, pause the video if you have to. Think about all of the questions that are around you. Pick one of them, focus upon it. Because energy in, energy out, hopefully you'll get that same energy back from the reading. But be aware of all of the questions because the cards will answer whatever they please and not what you and I think is the the most relevant of questions. In the meantime, if it means anything to you, please do comment and press subscribe while you're here. It really helps the channel. And there is a link down below for the Facebook group where obviously I share these videos, but I also share all the various astrology videos that I'm watching and anything else that I find of interest, other readers as well. Not very often, but sometimes. So yeah, come and join us. You can message me personally through there as well if you're interested in a personal reading. Right, so that's all my waffle done, and hopefully by now you have chosen a question. Let me just bring up the cards a second. I'll change to the big screen if it'll let me. There we go. Right, excuse me. So we have Sahaquiel, Angel of the Sky. This is showing that there is wide vistas open for you, and that you are guarded and protected in the process. Now, this is a reading about transformation. We have the Death card in the very near future. As I was shuffling the main deck, Wheel of Fortune and Judgment popped out of it, indicating that there is some event that will come along that is has the potential of creating a great transformation with you. We have expect powerful change and also blossoming, which indicates that you should be coming into your own in some way. But here with Moloch, I've yet to figure out whether this is be prepared to make a sacrifice for this change or refuse to make a sacrifice for this change. But we also have Eyal with transformation. So there is a definite theme of transformation going on here. Finally, the Angel of Reconciliation. Let me be fully reconciled with what I have left behind. Now, with that combined with the Moloch card, makes me think that maybe there is a sacrifice that you are being called to make, or that you have already made and you're now experiencing the results of that, and you need to find the path to be okay with it. That's what I'm getting from this Angel of Reconciliation so far. But let's see what the tarot say, because at the moment I think you might be saying, oh yeah, transformation, really, what with? Shirt buttons? Because we have the Five of Pentacles, so you're feeling a little impoverished, but there is also assistance coming in for you here. And I don't think you're impoverished in terms of friends, community, family, because this is immediately clarified by the Six of Cups, which I don't feel really does link strongly with that Five of Pentacles. It's almost like you've got that I am in need of assistance, but assistance is coming vibe. And this family vibe seems a little separate. So maybe it's that the family stroke friends aren't quite in harmony with your new path. Or maybe your new path is completely irrelevant of the friends and family and you've got a really good basis to work from and they are giving you the freedom to go and look at this new path, whatever it is, because you have got a new dream at the moment. Knight of Cups right in the centre. This is right. So when I say there's transformation coming, I don't think you're going to be that unaware or, okay, not sacrifice, but the burden that you have to take on. We have the Ten of Wands as the final outcome card and also clarifying your Knight of Cups here. But it looks like that you are surging forward in victory, almost rallying the troops, maybe feeling a tad defensive while you do this, but that's because I've yet to see that you are thoroughly and totally and utterly committed to this new dream, or you haven't got all the details worked out yet, because it's come out of a period of rest. We have the Four of Swords clarified by the Four of Swords, clarified by the Three of Cups. Again, there's those friends that are around you and celebration. They're falling by the wayside a little bit, but I feel really okay about that because it's not that they're going anywhere. It's these three friends here in this Three of Cups. I often think they're not levitating, they're about to fall into that river. Let me hold the card up for you. So they're not levitating, they're about to fall into that river. But I also almost feel that the minute that they fall in, there will erupt peals of laughter and it's all, it's a load of fun. But it's very interesting that they're also swimming over a trinity of fishes. Your friends or your allies have inspired you recently, even though you're not entirely sure, and you've drawn back as they've fallen by the wayside. I mean, this may typify the isolation that we've all been going under because they're locked in their house and you're locked in your house. Because, like I say, we've got two Four of Swords here, one of which indicates that you are being guarded. The other one does show that rest and reconciliation, but it also shows grounding an idea that has come in from heaven. So, has it been that your plans have been on hold? Let's go a bit further back into the recent past. So, Three of Cups again. This is you've been quite the popular person, haven't you, Leo? I'm going to go back to a time which is not so long ago, I don't think, because this bottom row represents like the movement of the planets, energetic trends or waves or lessons or rays, if you want to go into that language, that you will be passing through. So we have a form of celebration that seemed almost like there was a celebration, but you were a little bit divorced from it. You were included, but you didn't feel that you were as included as other people there felt you was. It's almost like everybody is celebrating something and your attitude is, yeah, that's really good. Fantastic. I'm really pleased. And you were really pleased, but you found difficulty in being as pleased as what all they were, because it's almost like you were blind to the positive effects of it because you had your own challenges to face and you were working out there and then how you were going to progress forward, which was maybe slightly irrelevant to this celebration. But it does show that power of strong friends around you. I mean, that's two of the Three of Cups already. I'm using 3 decks here. So recently, and I would suggest by the looks of these cards, just before the lockdown, there was something that you were working very, very hard upon and that you were starting to assist others and dole out towards others in a way that was balanced and just. This guy, with his scales here, Now, I've not had this from this card before. It's almost like he is the magician who is magicking these pentacles into existence on the scales, checks the new one with the old one, gives away the old one, creates another one, checks that with the one that was there a minute ago, and so on and so on and so forth. This is clarified by the All Gifted, which is a card special to the Tarot Apocalypsis, but basically it's all the positive cards rolled into one. There was a moment of illumination, one that gave you some form of spiritual purpose, even if you still had that sense of distance with it. And it's not that you felt the sense of distance from the spiritual purpose, it's that the spiritual purpose was an impersonal act or an impersonal service that you were simply putting forward to the world, and it didn't matter so much who you were as it mattered what you were doing. And you'd started to see results from this. Your ships had started to come in and you were starting to declare your own almost your own empire, your own rules with this. But not everybody around you was taking it seriously with this Page of Cups. I do feel that there was that may have caused you to doubt some of the dream. There's that other Three of Cups again. So again, there's that idea of friends falling away. Maybe because just as you didn't relate fully to that earlier celebration, they're not relating fully to what it is that you are trying to achieve with this Knight of Cups here. Right, let's have a look. But you are already seeing results from this. You are already seeing... You have a choice. Okay, you're in mental conflict about whether to carry on with this or not, and you have to make a choice, but there is a harvest coming, but you have to nurture it. You have to work, whatever this thing is that you're going ahead with in your life, you have to work really quite hard on it to bring that harvest around. The Empress here, she's in this card, in this reading, she's working really, really hard as she is balancing all the zodiac energies around her and manipulating the energies of Venus to balance the zodiac energies. So using one energy to balance 12. You've also got Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the first clarification deck, showing that nurturing role coming in, but also showing that you have been or will be listening to Spirit with this Page of Wands, isn't it? Yeah, no, Two of Wands here. So planning while listening to Spirit, which is immediately followed by the Ace of Cups. So yes, as much as you're not sure about this new dream right now, it is going in the right direction and it is going to pay off, even though you have been isolated, possibly from carrying this forward for a little bit of time, or isolated possibly from your friends. And these friends aren't going anywhere. I mean, sometimes that can be a pain because you want them out of the way so you can get on with what you're doing. But what I mean is they're living their lives right next to you living your life, and there is no reason that you can't carry on living your life right next to them. Because, yeah, you are all doing different things, and that's fine because you're all doing what you're supposed to come here to do. Or doing whatever it is so that you learn what it is that you're supposed to be here to do. But you keep sticking on that sense of spiritual purpose will come through for you. You will be learning a lot more about what you're doing. This cup is going to grow in strength that the Knight of Cups is carrying right now. And it will be a form of wish fulfillment for you. But I think that you are still going to be quite surprised at what it does bring through from you. There's a lot of pleasant, unexpected consequences. You know, you never want a reader to say unexpected consequences, but pleasant, unexpected consequences. One that really assists you manifesting what it is that you have been working towards. And let's face it, you've already started, and then everything got on hold for a little while, probably the isolation, like I said, because this is a very practical day-to-day life reading as much as it's a personal internal one. This could be talking about a relationship, but if it is, it's talking about a relationship with somebody with whom you are currently physically separated and not likely to see each other again soon, just as you're separated from your friends at the moment. But transformation is coming. Transformation is knocking right on the door for you. Here is the present line of the reading, and the next column, this is the very, very near future, so near it's almost today. So news is going to come through for you while you are becoming aware of your own change and your own transformation and certain things being removed from your life. I'll have to get back to that because I'm not sure what that means. But those certain things being removed opens up a lot of options for you. Now, I'm really drawn to the tortoise. Maybe a turtle, but I think it's a tortoise. On the bottom of the card here. So I feel like maybe you want to take the option that moves the most slowly, because that will help you ground and build what it is that you are creating, because you are still fleshing the dream out yourself. But follow your intuition, you're going to be fine. There is going to be a benefit from the pain that you have gone through already, or through the pain of that transformation. There will come a blossoming with the Ten of Cups here. So, the second most happy card in the deck. That will give you the tools to move forward, the commitment to move forward, and someone else, singular, pure, plural, people, organisation, whatever, but something or someone else committing to you and committing to your project as you move forward, because it's almost like there's two things that you have brought together that no one else has managed to make them work in harmony, and you are managing to make them work in harmony. But I do feel that there is a point that you need to carry on with it and ignore the fruits of the harvest that you have gained so far in order to carry on further. Because this isn't an easy path that you've chosen for yourself here, Leo. So we have the Two of Swords, something that you can be remaining blind to, but also something that you are okay. What I'm getting from this is not that you're the one that's blind to it, it's that other people are blind to the need to it, even after this isolation is ending to start off with. You go through the transformation, but still there are others who are blind to the need for this, and they are forming their opinions, their pronouncements, judgments, rules and regulations, so we could be talking councils or state, regulatory bodies, just as much as we're talking people, parents, authority figures, boss, grandparents, that sort of thing, elders. I feel that there is criticism that will be launched against you because others are not totally understanding what it is that you can quite clearly see with your, in effect, cosmic senses here. Because this Two of Swords, ever so often, the visor that she is wearing reminds me of Geordie LaForge's visor off of Star Trek Next Gen, which give him a lot more ocular information than you and I get. So it's almost like she's got some form of cosmic awareness by covering her eyes there. And allowing you to see things that other people can't. But stick with the guidance that you are receiving. Stick with the direction that you know that you needed to commit to. And I think you're already in the process. If you haven't already committed to it, you are in the process of that committing. I mean, we've got that Four of Wands where was it? Here. But these two Four of Swords also give that, especially this one gives me that hint of commitment, because of the Guardian that's with it. Don't wrap yourself up in worrying that other people don't understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish, because they are simply not ready yet. Because you will find that what you are working towards, what you're bringing towards, is going to come about. So remember, you've got to make this sacrifice, have this transformation, make the commitment, and then, ignoring the criticism of people who don't understand, then you get to ground what you are doing into the real world and take it to new shores while receiving guardianship. Okay, well, there's that weird ice spirit person on this Six of Swords here, but also right next to Sahaquiel, the Angel of Sky, the one who the sky guards the earth. And then we have a Ten of Swords, which indicates to me an end to this criticism, an end to this torment, an end to you doubting yourself through all of this. Now, I want to go now to a distant past, because you've made a commitment before and you got an okay harvest, but events rather took over, for good or for ill. Wheel of Fortune there. Actually, it went quite well, but you still weren't entirely sure about the dream that you came out of it with this situation. It's like it seemed quite airy-fairy. It's like, yeah, that's great ideals, that's great morals. Have you seen the real world? And there was an element that you was feeling it was more shadow than substance. Oh, well, actually, shadow is the wrong word. More glitter than substance. But nonetheless, you decided to move along and carry on. So, with this Angel of Reconciliation, is this an old project that you are reawakening for a new age? Or have you learnt from a previous project that sometimes it's better to give up and walk away, which right now it's going to feel easier to give up and walk away, but I really don't think you should. I think you should stick to your guns, because powerful change is coming. You are going to be blossoming. AIL here with the transformation. Yeah, you're going to have to make some sacrifices here. But as much as I was saying about friends not understanding, I don't think the sacrifice you're making is your friends. Other people seem to be more worried about what they've lost in the time being. So maybe you're getting some harassment from that direction. They're causing you to be a little defensive, but they are also giving you the tools to go that final mile all at the same time. And they are something that you can balance. It's not that you just have to shut the door to them. We've got the Two of Pentacles here. It's almost like you can keep them entertained. You can keep them in balance with what it is that you are trying to do. Because your hopes and fears... Oh, yeah. Your hopes and fears, well, fears, is that this dream that you're a little bit not fleshed out yet, not entirely sure whether to bring it into the... Even though you've started and you were starting to make progress and then it all stopped. And maybe it's the fact that it's all stopped has made you go, oh, do I need to continue with this or should I change tack? No, stick with it. This is... don't take the lesson of previously where you're just going, right, well, this isn't practical enough, I'm leaving. This is practical enough. It's very, very hard work that you have chosen for yourself. And you're worried that it's all going to go tremendously wrong. But even if it does, that takes you to a good place. We have Page of Cups with the Tower that then leads straight into the Chariot. So even when things start to crumble, and let's face it, as we all come out of lockdown, there's still going to be a lot of societal crumbling going on. and that might be easily typified by the cards that I've seen already and how they are affecting you, stick with it. Stick with those ideas and you will be going places. Yes, it's a burden that you are taking on board, but as long as you are following your intuition, you are doing the right thing with crystal clear vision. Keep your eyes fixed firmly on the goal, which means with the doubts that you have about your dream at the moment, you do have to recommit yourself to that goal or figure out precisely the more essential details of that goal. And because if you don't figure out the precise details of that goal, you can't have manifestation that results in wish fulfillment. The wish has to be precise. Otherwise, you know the phrase, be careful what you wish for. If you are not precise enough about what it is that you are wanting, then you can get everything that you want, but it's not quite as you wanted it. Do you know what I mean? So keep this King of Swords here is definitely saying keep your eyes fixed on the prize. You know, keep your eyes fixed on the goal, gain that clarity, do what you have to gain that clarity. You've had time to rest and have received the insight. Now you've simply got to process what you already know. It's not that there's new information coming to you. You have the answers. You've just got to implement them now, being aware of whatever sacrifice you do or do not have to make. Okay, so as I said before, Leo, if this means anything to you, please do comment down below, because it's always good to hear. Do you know what I mean? When these readings mean something to somebody, otherwise I just think I'm just sat talking to a camera with a load of nonsense. Been doing this 30 years and the oh my god I'm talking a load of nonsense fear still comes up in me, and hopefully it will never leave me in a way, because I think it makes me work a little harder. It's not like a fear with a capital F, it's just enough to keep me on my toes. Anyway, I digress. Comment down below. Please press subscribe while you're there, join the Facebook group, message me personally. But yeah, it's a hard path, but stick with it. Just sort the details out. Cheers.